welcome back to another catalog walkthrough. Before I begin with our new upcoming October, November, December book, a quick reminder, we have a couple days left in September right now, and there are still 3 gorgeous paper packs in this one. They are still available. So we have our beach party, we have the backyard bliss, and then we have our really popular and very pretty crisp air. Well, inventory on this one is getting very low, so if you wanted to have this set and you haven't ordered it yet, I would suggest go right to it, because it will sell out and it might not come back as you know, while supplies last. Usually when the catalog ends, everything rolls over and while supply lasts. So you can find this in the online office, in the online store, online only, but this might sell out before then. And also the workshop to create these pretty pages, so make sure you grab one before they're out. All right, let's get to the October December book. And since this book is coming live October 1st, which is Saturday this week, so I'm really cutting it close this time, I will go quickly through the papers and just a couple of notes here and there, and then you can see this book live October 1st. I will put the link down below so you can check it out yourself, or if you would like a catalog, contact me. All right, so here's our pretty new catalog, and as you can see, shaker cards even on big scrapbook pages are in. So this is one of the new papers coming. As we always have, a little word from our founder Jeanette. Introduction to 2 of the programs we offer, Maker and VIP. So Maker is if you become a close to my heart, a consultant like I am, or you want to join my team, this would be for you. If you're a member, if you're a customer who orders frequently, or would just like to save a couple bucks here and there, currently up until September 30th, we have an excellent offer for you. Links are below. Otherwise, contact me for more information. All right, here is our subscription program. So we have one for card making, one for scrapbooking. I will not go into detail with those because you will find information for those online. You can see all the current layouts. And what you do is with the scrapbooking, you do 2 double page layouts every month, and they come in a box 4 months together. So you can sign up for 4 months increments, or you can sign up for a whole year. And the information is online. And then we have the card making kit, which is pretty much the same. You make between, I would say, 24 and 28 cards in each kit, and everything comes to you shipped every 4 months, and you sign up for 4 months or for 12 months. So again, I will put the link down. It's a big program. If you have questions to this, just contact me and I will fill you in. All right, here's our first paper collection. It's called Freshly Baked, and naturally, as you can see by the name, it has to do a lot with baking goods. Here is a quick look at the paper pack. So this is our sticker sheet, and I mean, it speaks for itself. It's nice, sturdy, tons of stickers. You can add glitter to them or any other marker colors, make it your own. And then we have the paper pack. We have polka dots. We have a nice grid paper, looks like your drying rack for your cookies to cool off. Some pretty stripes. We have a cool background recipe, which actually is a real recipe, so you can give it a try. Then we have a mixture of cookie baking ingredients, and then we have this little cookie sheet here. So you get a total of 6 pages, and they're double-sided, so you have 2 of each design. And remember, there's a zip strip that has extra embellishments for you to use. So here are a couple words, and we have the polka dots, and we have the stripes. All right, I'm sorry if I'm rushing through here, but I don't really want to make it too long, and I recorded it yesterday and it got a little bit too long, so I'm trying to go through a little bit faster. All right, so here's our paper pack. with sticker, without. You have the matching cardstock. And just in general, if you don't own our cardstocks, or if you're not like me, I have a big stash behind me, so I can pick whatever color I want. But if you want coordinating colors with your paper pack, always consider buying the cardstock combo pack, because you get 12 sheets of cardstock that matches your paper pack absolutely perfectly. So always think about choosing those, and you can use them for cards or for scrapbook pages, or even other embellishments and projects you use the paper for. We have these little dots. They're just adorable mixture of flat shiny dots. If you have seen the crisp air one from the previous catalog, these are exactly the same, just different colors, and some are shiny, some are little matte, some have glitter in them, so they're all different. Picture My Life cards. They're 4x6, 3x4s. You can use them as embellishments, you can use them in the pockets, you can use them on cards, so they have a variety of different uses. And then we have our digital art collection. So each paper collection has their individual unique art collection, and this digital art collection is you get this as a SVG file. So if you own a Cricut, you can upload it to that and cut it with the Cricut. If you have a Silhouette or a Brothers or any other die cutting machine that uses SVG files, you can order this, download it, upload it to your machine, and you can cut any piece in any size you want that you can see on here. All right, then we have a couple of different stem sets that go with it. They always distinguish between your card making stem set for the paper pack and a scrapbooking set. And as I always tell you, you can use them for both. This is not specifically just for one project, but you have to remember that usually when it's for a scrapbooking page, these elements are a little bit bigger. So these are original size phrases. So if you want to put them on a card, they fit on a card, but they're big. So just keep that in mind. Here we have, you can make your own recipe cards, and everything that's brown in the background, it has a die that comes with it. And you get the set without the dies, just as a stem set, or with the thin cuts. So they're either or. You can pick and choose. Then we always have workshop kits with every paper collection. And the workshop kit, you create 3 different 2-page layouts. You get everything included that you can see here to create these cards. It's a complete paper pack, including the stickers. Then we have cardstock, we have specially designed papers, and we have extra embellishments and die cuts that just pop out. In this case, you get the little dots too. And if you follow the instructions of the workshop to the teeth, and you would like to do the extra technique that is featured here, just check down below here where it says additional supplies. It tells you what else you might need to completely copy that set or this workshop. And in this case, it's the white gel pens, which are awesome. So if you don't have them, we're selling them in a pack of 3 because they're 3 different sizes. And they're very creamy, and they're excellent on dark cardstock. So if you don't have them, this is a great set to have. And here you can see they put faux stitching on a red piece of paper, and it really is a nice bright white gel pen. And here you can see the layout. So I'm not going into detail, like I said. You can check them out online, or once the catalog is out, just get yourself one of the catalogs and have a look. They're so pretty. And there's so much detail on it, we can talk for hours here. So this is the card making workshop that goes along with the freshly baked paper pack. And again, you get enough material, including card bases and envelopes, and to create 16 cards. And here are 4 designs, and you make 4 of each card. And naturally, the phrases on here you can change. I mean, you get the whole set here, so you can mix them and, you know, make them your own. It comes with the stamp set and the dies, and again, dies are backed here in this brown paper. And this set is only available with this workshop. You can't get this on its own. You have to use the workshop to get your hands on this stamp set. And again, here's additional supplies, mostly in this case different inks, 3D foam, and a sponge. So should be easy for you to follow. All right, here is our paper collection number 2, and it's called Christmas Story. And it's just a gorgeous traditional paper pack. Here you can see the stickers, again, nice and thick stickers, so they're not cheap. You can color them in. These are gold foiled in some areas, which is really awesome. Nice and shiny. You can add stickles to it or liquid pearls. So there's a whole bunch of different things on here. And then these are the papers. And again, our 12 by 12 paper have these zip strips on top. So on one side it tells you what paper it is, what colors are used in the set, and then the other side gives you an extra embellishment. So here we have all names of the reindeer. Here we have a little leafy border, and then here we have a black plate. Flat. Why do I always say plate? Flat. Okay, and these are the different papers that come in the kit. So you have a very neutral flat. You have a very gray, which is also a very neutral one, so you can use this for all different occasions, winter pictures, or even anything, you know, card making that has nothing to do with Christmas. But it's a very pretty one, so combine this with silver, looks very cool. Then we have polka dots, we have stripes, and this brown here is our toffee color. So the toffee looks almost like a very matte gold color. So think of maybe enhancing it with a thin stripe of gold glitter paper or gold stickles. Just follow the lines. When you embellish something, that just makes it pop even more. Then we have a nice floral swirly design. And then we have this pretty paper. So I just love it. Cinnamon sticks, pines, little birds. Just very pretty Christmas colors. And always remember, when you check out our catalog, to have a look at artwork, pages and cards. It just gives you a great idea on how to use the paper, and you're more than welcome to copy this. If you like a layout, just go ahead, copy it. If you need closer instructions or size measurements, etc., just contact me. I can, as long as I have them available, I can figure them out for you, or I can give you the exact ones. Just let me know what page you saw the artwork on, and I can help you out with that. All right, paper pack with the stickers and without. Again, the coordinating cardstock, perfect for this paper selection. Picture My Life cards. Here's our digital art collection, and in this case we have an embellishment pack, and this one is really great. It doesn't look like much, but you get multiple sheets, die cuts in gold glitter, in black and green and in red, and then you also have white acrylic pieces, and they're very thin, so they're not thick pieces, and they layer on top of each other. So often these things here are layered. So this is, for example, the background is glitter paper, and then the white acrylic shapes go on top, which is just a really nice 3D effect. So all this comes in one kit, and there are tons of possibilities to combine these. I mean, you can go just by what they show you here, or you do your own, but this is a great set to have, and it matches the paper pack. Here we have our Christmas Story card making stamp and thin cuts, and here's the scrapbooking stamp and thin cuts, and again they come with the thin cuts or without. Everything this has a gray, darker gray background here comes in a die. So these 3 pieces, and here these ones are dies. And again, this is the ratio. Remember, this is meant originally for making putting this on your pages, but if you want to use this for a card, you can do so. Just remember, so this tree is really that big, so it almost covers a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card. Just keep that in mind. This long Christmas word might fit actually on one of our slim cards. So that would be a nice thing to have, and then just color it in. And here we have our card making set, so you can see a couple samples on what you can do with them. And there's always extra. If you stamp this in green like they did here, you can add little red dots, or you can add stickle dots, you know, the glitter stickles, liquid pearls. So there's a whole bunch of different things you can do. Then we have a super interesting and I think very well balanced scrapbooking workshop. So you're gonna create 3 double page layouts. That's 1, 2, and 3. All the materials are included to create these 3. You have your full Christmas story paper pack, including the sticker sheet. You have extra cardstock. You have specially designed paper, and you have all the die cuts. They come on different sheets, so you just pop them out, and then you have extra embellishments right here. So everything that you can see here is pretty much included to create these layouts. There is always a special technique that they teach you with each of those workshops, and usually they're using extra products to teach you this special technique. In this case, we're using our Gilt glossy spray. Let's check out. Where's my gold? Yeah, I have a gold somewhere. I used it yesterday. Here it is. So this is the gold. And you see all this shiny stuff is on the bottom, so you really have to shake them well. And then you can spray it, or what I like to do, once I shook it enough so there's nothing down here anymore of the gold glitter stuff, and that will take a while, I can tell you that. I unscrew it and then I just tap it over my project. That way I get little drops, and it's a little bit better to control than when you spray it. But this is extra, so this is not in the set. And if you look down here, additional supplies, usually that's all stuff you have on hand. But here is the Gilt gloss spray, which is this one, and it gives you the number. It's optional, you don't have to have it, but this goes a long way, and you can use it for a lot of different projects. And then in this case, all-purpose matte is this matte here, simply because it makes cleaning up when you're using the spray a lot easier. But what I like to do, I give you a little tip here. When you get your close to my heart items, they come in one of these boxes, and I like to keep one. And what I do is usually I place my project in here, and then use my glitter spray, or my you know, doing the droplets and everything. And as you can see, this is well loved already, but that keeps the mess off my desk, and the likelihood that I spray everything else on here too is a little bit more minimized. So if you don't have an all-purpose matte and you would like to do this, remember to keep your box. These boxes are great. Or they're great for if you take one of those flaps off, put some tape on the other side to keep it shut. It's a nice storage container for 12 by 12 paper. All right, workshop kit. Moving on. Here's our card making workshop. Again, the stem set and those dies, which are those light gray ones here, are exclusive to this card making workshop. And you can only get this when you buy the workshop. Card bases and envelopes included, so you make again 16 cards and 4 of each of these designs, and it's up to you what phrases you put on top, which ones you use. You have plenty here on your stem set that you can pick and choose from. It also comes with our shimmer trim. So the gold shimmer trim, any of our shimmer trims have adhesive on the back, so when you open it, there's a very thin acetate like clear backing that you have to peel off. It is a little tricky sometimes to find the beginning, but there's adhesive on the whole strip, so you don't have to put anything on there, and it's very sticky, just to be aware of that. But it's a really great shimmer trim, and there's plenty on this roll, so even after you've done your cards here, you still have a lot left. So with the dies and the stem set, you can make even more cards. All right, and here we are, something not so Christmassy on the first look, but very pretty. So this is our Cherish paper, and I just love these colors. So this is the sticker sheet, and this is just phenomenal. I think these, again, nice thick stickers, so they're not cheap or anything. They have pretty flower designs on there, and you can use your shimmer brushes or to, you know, give them a little bling extra, whatever you want to do. There are some strips, so there's a lot on this sheet. And then the paper comes again in 6 different designs, and remember, there's your zip strip, blends in with the rest of the paper, but there's one, there's the dots, and then we have the diamond shape. And as you can see here, so one side has these really cool stripes, and I would even, you know, cut them maybe into stripes and use them on a page or a card. So this goes a long way. The back side has this pretty little diamond design on it. Then we have one with the yellow flowers, which are super pretty, and I think they work great with our current crisp air fall paper. Here we have green stripes. Again, you can never have too many stripes on paper. And then we have these little flower design, which is cute and awesome for cards. Sometimes the elements on the bigger 12 by 12 sheets are too big for really popping on a card, but this is perfect. And then look at this paper. Isn't that pretty? It's just such a pretty paper. So you get 6 sheets and 2 of each design. And here's some artwork to begin with. And as you can see here they used again our white gel pens. See it on a darker piece of paper. That's the Mist. That's one of the new colors. And then as you can see here, they did like a patchwork. You know, they cut the 3 by 3 squares, cut them in a diagonal, and then just patched them back up together. Very pretty layout. Remember, you can just copy them if you really like it and want to use it for your own pictures. Here's a very pretty card, and I will show you the set in a second. All right, so here is the paper pack with the sticker sheet or without. The matching cardstock, and especially in this case, there's so many of our new colors in here. So there's French Vanilla Mink, Shortbread Sage, Seabrook, and Mist. So Seabrook and Mist are 2 of the new colors, and they just work perfectly with the paper pack. Then we have our embellishment kit, and this one again comes in the blue, and this is like a wood grain and then just a simple white or vanilla. And this is very, very delicate die cuts. They pop out so easy, and they're just giving you the extra embellishment on your pages. So if you're thinking about creating something special with those, this is a great extra set to have. Here I'll picture my life cards, and these are phenomenal. So if you look through them, so this phrase, for example, it's on the back side as well. It's just in a different color, and usually it's one is horizontal, one is vertically oriented. So you can use them for a lot of extras on your pages, cards. This is very pretty. And then we have our digital art collection. Remember, they come as SVG files now. So you can use them on Cricut, on a Silhouette, on a Brothers, any die cutting machine that can handle SVG files. And if you have questions regarding the download or how they work, just contact me and I fill you in. Here you have all the individual ones. They even have 2 card designs and a double page layout. And always remember, all these little pieces here you can take apart and use individually, and you can cut them at any size you want. All right, then we have our card making stamp and thin cut, and this actually has a stencil included. And then this one is the scrapbooking one. So let's look at the scrapbooking one. As you can see here, they used quite a few of those and colored them in. And all the leaves and all the flowers have die cuts. The word Cherish does not. You can get them with the die cuts or without. and they're just a pretty addition to any paper. I mean, it doesn't have to be that one, it can work with any paper. Just a pretty set to have, and they're small enough to use on a card too. And then here you can see this are two examples using the stem set. So this is the die that comes with the flower bundle here, and then you have all these phrases, and it is just a very pretty set. So since it's also coming with its stencils, and I tell you in a second how they work, this is one of the sets I would say if you are looking forward to getting this, make sure you order it early, because I don't think this will last. It's a very pretty set. You always usually can get just the stems, but the stencil and the thin cut only comes in the main package, so the bigger one. And once the dies are gone, then you know the stencils are gone as well. So just think about it. And how the stencils are working is you pick up the stencil, you put it on top, and all it leaves open are the flowers, so you can cut in your flowers or use a sponge to sponge them like they did here. Then you remove this and you put this one on top of your die cut, and this one will color, or you can color stencil in your leaves. And then you remove that one, as they did here, the green. And then the last one is just these little dots here on those sticks and the inside of your flowers. So you can you can easily use your sponges and just color them in with the stencils that come with the set. So it's a very pretty set. I love these flowers, and it's an easy to make card, quick, and it's just stunning. So if you think about it, that's my pick number one you want to get soon. This is my pick number two. So this workshop kit is just amazing. It's the scrapbooking workshop kit, and yes, you make all these double page layouts, so all three of them. Everything is included like in the others, even the circles. And you can see here those leafy circles, those thin layers, they're also right here in this one as a die cut. And then you have a whole bunch of extra die cuts that go along with it. They do teach a technique in here as well, using the opaque matte texture paste, and this is the mist ink pad to ink the texture paste, because the texture paste is just white. So they use the matching ink to just give it a little bit hint of color, and then they added to some of the stickers to make them a little bit more interesting. So if you want to follow this technique, remember to look at the additional supplies. But again, this one is so pretty, and I already have people, our remakers, were able to see this a month ahead, and there is so much chatter about this paper pack in particular, and the workshop, and some of the stamps that go with it, and die cuts. If you want this, make sure you put this on the top of your list, because I think this will be one of those items that's gonna go fast. This is number 3, again from the Cherish set. It's the card making workshop. It includes everything, including your card bases envelopes for 16 cards, 4 of each of these designs, and you receive the stem sets, and then you also receive this die cut, which actually cuts out a frame, well, the whole thing here. And then you also have these the flowers and the U as an extra die cut. And naturally you can take this and cut them apart as they did here, so they show you different techniques when you're doing the workshop. But this is just a very pretty set, and you'll be left, once you've done all your cards, you still have your stems and your dies, and you can create a ton of more cards with just some different papers. But this is a great set to have. And again, additional supplies for certain techniques that they will teach you in this card workshop. So make sure to check them out if you need them or not. Number 3, remember, if you're looking forward to this one, put this on the list, on top of your list. Then we have our mix-in papers. So this paper pack just simply comes with 6 sheets of double-sided paper. And the nice thing is, so these will work with the 2 well, 3 previous paper collections, but naturally they work on their own or with pretty much any of your existing workshop kits or paper kits you have from Close to My Heart, simply because the design is very neutral. You see dots, you see stripes, and then the colors usually, if you have neutral colors like the browns, the grays, in this case the blues, they always work. The red is a little bit more challenging, but usually you can always find paper that goes with these colors as well. And the nice thing is, so this is like a watercolor type background. This one here looks like fabric strips. So it's this one here. I don't know if you can see this. I'll hold it up a little bit more. Here's a little texture to it. This one has texture. This is like a denim, and this is like a wood grain. So they're just really good fill-ins. So if you never tried our mix-in, this is always a good set to have to stretch out your other paper pack a little bit more. Then we come to some of the dies and stems that are coming your way starting on Saturday. And here's a good selection of different uses of those. But there's usually always also an artwork above the set, so you can see how to use them. Here's one still for Thanksgiving, has cute little dies to create these little pies and a whole bunch of funny phrases. Here we have one for those who are of Jewish faith, so you have a set to create some Hanukkah cards. Then we have these 2 cute little elves, and the set comes with those 2 phrases, and both of them have die cuts, and you can get them also without, but you know, in this case, if you want to use them on a card like they did here or on a page, it might be easier to have them as a die cut. This whole set creates cute little note cards, so if you're familiar with the elf on the shelf, this is a cute idea. Maybe you do something at work where you know, between your colleagues, you're gonna do little pranks before the holidays. That might be a great set. So just have a look in detail. I'm not going over this in detail, but it's a fun little set to have, especially when you have little kids and you're doing the elf on the shelf at home. This is number 4 of my top on your list things. So we haven't had a nativity scene in a long time, and this is a really gorgeous one. It comes with its own dies, and as you can see, the brownish background indicates all the dies that are in this set. So I have this one here so you can see all the different pieces and the stem set. Very pretty set. I love it because it's one of these sets, like I said, you don't find every year in the catalog, and it's just one of my favorites to do for Christmas. You can color them in as they did here, or you can try a more monochromatic approach. One of my friends who is a maker too, she used actually our toffee paper that I showed you earlier, and remember, our papers are 2-tone, so you have a darker and a lighter side of the same color on one sheet, and she cut these out, stamped them, and just used them as they were. So it's kind of like a wooden nativity scene, and it's so pretty, especially when you put them on, you know, one of our slimline cards. So just think about doing that if you don't want to color them all in, depending on how many cards you do. So I might go the simpler route if we use it in class, because if we have to color those in, that will take a while, so that might be the easier way. But anyway, pretty set. I'm pretty sure this will not last long, so if you're interested in that one, make sure to get it. Then we have another, this is just a stem set with 3 really pretty phrases on top. And you can see here a couple samples how to use those, but that's on my list too, because you can never have too many stems for Christmas, especially if you have nice phrases and nice quotes. You can never have too many. So here's a bunch of examples how to use these cards, these sets. Set number 1 here is the ticket stop. And then you have all different occasions. So it's not just for Christmas. Happy birthday, you know, December 25th, admit one, you know, round trip. So they're different things. And you can see here they use them in this case on that page. But this can be used for all sorts of different projects. Then number 2, we have our Christmas train. The choo-choo train is just too darn cute. You have the dark gray, which indicates these are the dies. And the nice thing is, so the present can go on the car or without. So you can put maybe a Christmas tree on there or something else you might like. Maybe a picture of your child. There are different things you can do. And this thing can also be used, the choo-choo train can also be used as a birthday, for birthday cards, for example. If you have a child that loves their choo-choo train, why not make the invitations like that? And you can see here they used it again on one of the slimline cards. And then we have set number 3, which is Let It Snow. So this has different elements to, for example, do a little shaker card, a snow globe, and they're using the small shaker that's in the main catalog, which is really a cute idea. Or you can create your own Christmas ornament. So they use just a circle die, and then this one is the outside of the outline of your Christmas bulb, and then you have this little gadget here, so it looks like it's hanging from the branches. So there's a lot you can do with this set. Just pretty. This one doesn't have dies, just the stems. Then we have a couple more things. So these two are just dies, so that means you can use them right now. You can use them for fall, you know, your pumpkin latte. You can use them for summer, put some ice in here or something. So there are different ways to use those, and you can see here it's a whole set, and that's only 25% of it, so it's almost like its own card. It opens, as you can see here. You have a little sleeve to pull over. So this is a die set. And then if you want this for Christmas and you would like to add these little phrases on top here, this is the set number 3 here with the phrases, and it comes with a circle cut, thin cut, that creates these little circles here. There's your stem set. Then number 1, we have the Merry Christmas, which is just a die, and here it's shown 50%. I think this is about almost the size of the die. It's very big, so the only way to get this on a card would be on one of our slimline cards, or you use it on your pages, and it cuts the shadow and the outline individually, and then naturally you're merry. Then we have an embossing folder again for our slimline cards, and it just embosses the outside, leaves the inside blank, which is very pretty. And then number 4 here is an embossing folder that embosses those leaves and sticks with the little berries on there. And then you have 2 stencils. So when you pop the one stencil on top, you can use your sponge or, you know, a brush, whatever you want to use to color these in. So this would be just the leaves and the sticks. And then you have a second stencil when you remove this one and put this one on, where you actually can color in those little leaves and those little berries here, and then the decoration in between. So this is a combo pack, 3 of a kind. Very interesting and new technique, so keep that in mind. Then we have our background stems and border stems. So here's a border stem, very pretty. You can use this just as snowflakes, or you can combine it with the holly decoration here. This is for light bulbs, can be Christmas lights, can be outdoor lights on your patio. Then we have background stems. So these are squares. They should be around almost 3 by 3, and you can use them for background stamping. Great to have a flat design, or always can use the dots here. They stamp those trees, cut them out, and actually put them on top of a Christmas card. And then we have 2 separate stems, which gives you just a nice little phrase to use. Okay, now we're getting more into the winter themes, and as you can see here, We have those snowflakes where you actually have a bigger outline, so you use the die to cut out the snowflakes and then you stamp on top of them. And the second set will create these individual snowflakes here. They're more delicate and lacy looking. So here is just number 3, it's just those lacy snowflakes, while the number 2 creates these bigger snowflakes here that you stamp on. And they this one comes with dies and stems, or you can have it just as stems, and this one's just a die. And then we have a reindeer here with a little banner, different phrases. Great for cards, you know, to put these nice little phrases on here, you can see. And then you have 2 other elements that help you to decorate your cards. And then we have something like we're talking about winter. So here we had this one for fall last year. This year we have a winter wonderland, so you have all winter equipment, skates, you know, goggles, your gloves, scarf, hot cocoa. Just a cute little set, and I'm gonna do actually a couple of layouts with that one down the road, so stay tuned for that. And then this is another set for embellishment. So we have, naturally there are people that live in more southern areas or warmer areas during Christmas, so you might enjoy Christmas with a surfboard or in the bikini or the bathing suit on the beach. So here's a set for them, and all these light or darker gray ones have die cuts with them, and like always you get them with or without the dies. Here's one, it's called Here We Go Again. Just has some really funny little phrases with it, some adorable looking creatures, and the orange ones, those are cream colored ones, those are the ones with the die. Then we have cocktails here, so you can make your own cocktail drinks, and again a whole bunch of different phrases to go along with it. And just one thing to point out, see here they did a little shaker, so your martini is a little shaker card, which is kind of cute. You create the olive as well, just a really fun set. Then we have a set for I'd Rather Be Reading, it's called, for bookworms. And I mean, it could be for a college student, it could be for somebody who loves to read, a teacher. It's also great if you're in the habit of creating bookmarks, so you can decorate them. So just a cute set. It got some dies with it, or it comes without the dies, so you just get the stamps. And here you can see a example on how to use them. Here we have a set that is just a stamp set, and as you can see it's theater themed. So you might have somebody who is in school theater or does this as a profession. A nice set to have. Then we have the stamp of the month for October. So this one is only available in October, and it's got these 4 really fun phrases on it. If you want this, if you order $50 or more in the month of October, you will get this set for $5. If you're a VIP member and you order in October for $50 or more, this set is free for you. And then we have the stamp of the month in November. So here we see like a mandala, so it's like you could, this can go like what do you call it, the red, yeah, losing it. It will get back to me. Poinsettias, there you go. Or this one could be like snowflakes, so there are different ways of using them, and beside Christmas you can use them all year round. A couple of phrases that go along with it. So this is the stamp set for November. So each month we have a different special set that you will be able to get for $5 if you order for $50 or more. But just remember, it's only available in that month. Even I can't get it after that. So if the month is over, the set is gone. Just keep that in mind. And then the last one for the month of December is this set. It's called Forest Critters, and just cute little critters, a couple of cute phrases, and that is our stamp of the month for December. I know there was a quick fly through, but there's so much to talk about. This set here is new. It's Change the World. And this one has just some very nice phrases on here, a couple of really cute flowers to use. And every proceeds, $7 proceeds of this set go to Operation Smile, which is an organization that close to my heart, supports for many years. And it's a great cause. So if you buy this set, and this is just a stamp, there's no dice with it, $7 go to Operation Smile. All right, so this is our quick walkthrough, and I'm sorry it was rushed, but otherwise it would be too long. Coming up, starting Saturday, October 1st. And like I mentioned, there are a couple things you might want to put on your list way to the top to make sure you get them, because I pretty much predict that some of those will sell out. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, if you have questions, please let me know. And I'm looking forward to see you here back soon. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.